All right, welcome to the Long Run with Joel and Christy. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
And what are we doing today?
Today, we wanted to talk about all things money-saving tips for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
All right.
Let's
do it.
That is not how I meant to say that. But on a live stream, I can't redo this. So here we go. But anyway, so if you are watching, we would love for you to jump in the chat and tell us any money saving tips that you have. Yep. Or as we go through the list, if you think of something that you go, oh, I know, like, let us know.
That's right.
You may be giving a tip that we haven't even thought about.
That is right.
Yeah, because we're still learning.
Yeah.
We'll be honest. We're still learning. So we're going to start with our Thanksgiving tips first, and as we go, then we will hit Christmas, and then we'll have a few tips at the end that kind of like would be any time during the holidays, Thanksgiving or Christmas. So, and really some of these would be the similar. Thought you would do that.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see
it. Yeah. It is key to afford the holidays is to find every way you can to save so that you can afford to do the things you really want to do.
Let's just dive right into them.
Yep. All right. So our first one under the Thanksgiving category is simplify your meal plan. So to us, you save a little more money if you have like, a few sides, maybe a few desserts, but you don't have to like feed an army unless you have an army coming to your house. So simplifying it and making it just a few allows you maybe to possibly buy some of your stuff in bulk or, but it not having 20 different things on your menu helps to afford the Thanksgiving Day meal a little better.
Yeah, and if you are having Thanksgiving dinner with a lot of people, have people bring stuff. And yes, that will simplify your role in it as well. You'll only have a few things to bring, and then you can have other people bring things to lunch as well.
Yeah, he skipped ahead to number 6. Potluck. Like they say, Friendsgiving or just for your Thanksgiving dinner, doing a potluck. That was our 6th one on the list, but it goes with what he just said. Having everyone bring something helps take the burden off one person or one family to do everything. So
that's right. Number 2 is stick to things that are easy to make from scratch with fewer ingredients. Now we go really simple when we do this. We make a turkey. We do cornbread dressing. Some people do stuffing, and that's fine. We're not stuffing people. We're cornbread dressing people.
The beauty of cornbread dressing and stuffing is that is typically seen as a dish that was made back years ago, when times were really tight. They learned that they could provide a big meal with cornbread dressing because cornmeal wasn't that expensive, and you can just add in a few ingredients to make that dressing. So it's actually a very frugal side to have.
That's right. And Chrissy will do a something with sweet potatoes. Sometimes she eats it as a side. Sometimes she eats it as a dessert.
That is dessert. Sweet potato casserole is a dessert.
Sorry, no. Anything with potatoes is not dessert. Then we'll probably do some green beans, just some straight up green beans, and then we'll do a couple of desserts. One we always buy from the store because it's easier to buy from the store than it is to make it from scratch.
Well, actually, what it is a cookies and cream pie. what we found is, I mean, by the time that you bought all the ingredients to make that pie, including Oreos or some cheaper Oreos, like knockoff Oreos, you're pretty close to the actual price of the pie that already made for you. So we tend to make that one.
Yeah.
I mean, we tend to buy that one instead of making it. But our side dishes are often, like you said, like green beans or Brussels sprouts or broccoli. We can sometimes do a it's kind of like a corn casserole, but we buy the corn when it's in season and then freeze it for later, so that all we have to do is take it out and put in an iron skillet with a little butter. And so buying the corn in season is a good way to get that to be a cheap dish. And then on top of that, like I said, the other sides are typically very minimal. And so then the desserts, he wanted a cherry cheesecake this year.
Yep.
And cherry cheesecake is very
Very
simple,
easy and very
simple.
inexpensive to make. Sometimes I'll do I'll make a chocolate pecan pie. The pecans are a little expensive, but it's pretty simple to make as well. So
yeah. So if you find things that are minimal ingredients that don't have 20 and 30 different ingredients listed in the recipe, then you'll be keeping it down lower. Hey, Rachel. Thanks for joining us. Let us know if you have any money-saving tips for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Let's see.
All right, number 3, make the meal plan now and start buying now. Don't wait until the week of Thanksgiving to buy all your stuff, because let's face it, most people do that. And if you go out the Wednesday beforehand, you're going to be in supermarket or wherever you buy your groceries from with about 1 billion of your closest friends trying to fight over everything that's left. So
and probably buying the most expensive turkey they sell, because they already sold out of the
cheaper ones.
The cheaper ones, yes.
So we did buy a turkey this last week. We got one for 98 cents a pound, which is pretty good. They may go lower. I don't know if we get closer to Thanksgiving. I don't know, but that's pretty good price for us. And then we bought pretty much all the rest of our Thanksgiving things as well. So we're pretty much ready to go.
Very smart to go ahead and work on getting those ingredients now.
That's right.
The only exception to that would be is that every year Ibotta, like around the first week of November, will release a deal that normally gets you like a free turkey or a discount on a turkey. And it used to be a free turkey. And then every year they've made that it a little more challenging to actually get that turkey. So it's not as easy to get as it used to be. But if you're still looking in the 1st of November for your turkey and things like that, be sure to check out the Ibotta app. We have a link down in the description of our videos typically, but you can get, if you don't already have it, but most people already have Ibotta at this point. But if you don't, be sure to check that out. But either way, look at the Ibotta app and see if they have any deal and just what do you have to do to actually get it. Because like I said, it's harder than it used to be. I remember one year we just had to spend like $20 on rebates or something, and on different things that we were like, oh, we can already buy these things that we need to buy anyway, so we can get the rebates. And then if we do, we'll also get a free turkey. But then as the time went on, they started making, I guess too many people took advantage of it. They started making it more challenging to actually get the free turkey. But, be sure to check there. Also, like, I don't think they do that in our area, but in I remember some local stores used to do deals where you could get if you spent $25 in the grocery store, then you could get a turkey for like 50 cents per pound or something like that. It was like a really good deal. I I don't think they do that in any of the stores here.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But I think it used to be like maybe Kroger and places like that did that. So if that is a thing that usually happens in your area, watch for that.
Yep.
But you could also, hi, hello, Leisure. You could also put a little money aside now when you're doing your budget to make sure that you have a little extra for Thanksgiving Day dinner. Yep. Typically, we spend more on groceries in November and December, so putting a little extra money in your groceries to make sure that you don't go over budget is a good idea. And then the seventh one in that category is to prepare for Thanksgiving now for next year. So, in other words, you're already thinking about what you could do to make sure that 2024 Thanksgiving is more affordable. One of the things that I do is I do survey sites and rebate apps, and then around late October, which we haven't done it yet this year, but somewhere around late October, early November, we will cash out our rebate and survey apps and then use that money so that we actually don't use much of our grocery budget in November and December. Instead, we use what we got back from those apps. So, like we always say, we don't use any, like we don't go fishing for rebates just to get money back. But if we see that we're buying something that would get us a rebate, we go ahead and use that rebate. And then, so some people probably make a lot more back on rebate apps and stuff than we do because of the way that we do that. But it always comes in very helpful in November and December, knowing that we have a little extra that we can use for our grocery budget. So if you haven't started using apps like Ibotta, Fetch, I can't think of anyway, various different inbox dollars and various different survey sites and receipt scanning apps like Receipt Hog and different ones like that, then look into some of those, because if you just did some of it and you got $5 or $10 a month back by next year, you would have a little extra to use on your grocery budgets.
Yep.
All right, so now we're going to transition into kind of Christmas, but I will say that all of those things that we just said for Thanksgiving are going to be pretty true for Christmas as well. So all of those still apply.
Yeah.
But now we're going to talk about things that isn't just for meal related.
Yep. Number one is make a shopping list. Be honest about everyone you're going to buy gifts for, whether it be your family members and friends, coworkers. You got to thinking about those non-family members as well that you may buy gifts for this year, and include those in your budget for whatever your Christmas budget is going to be. So who do you shop for? Who do you shop for during the Christmas holidays? We want you to drop us those comments below. What non-family members do you shop for when thinking about Christmas gifts? We love to hear that, because I have coworkers. We do a gift swap every year, so I'll have to remember that as we're buying gifts this year. And so we do that. So be thinking about that as you're making your shopping list for your Christmas gifts.
I agree. That we did a video one time that was about the holiday budget busters, and one of the things that we talked about was that one of the things that gets people is when they don't realize, it's not that they don't realize, is that they don't remember to include non-family members in their list. But then all of a sudden, oh yeah, I got the work swap, or I got I need to buy teacher gifts for my children, or all of a sudden all these come in that you don't even realize, and you didn't budget for them and you didn't think about it. And so now you're over your budget because you can't not get it. Like in your head, you're like, I mean, I got to do the swap, right? Or I've got, my kids are wanting me to buy their teacher something or something like that. All of a sudden you're over just like that. So, so that's a good one. Make a list and be sure to not forget anyone.
That's right.
Two.
And we start doing our budget. We start thinking about our Christmas budget in January.
Yes.
And start putting money aside every month until we get to September, October, and then we start buying our gifts for our budget.
That's right. And speaking of budget, our second tip is to make sure that you actually have a budget, and not necessarily just gift related, but is think about things that you might forget to budget in general that isn't a gift, like maybe travel. Maybe you know that you'll be going out of town to a family member's house, or so you got to think about all that. Maybe you always go to a get together, a thing in the neighborhood that is done every year. I mean, for us, we have several things that happen in the area. Like we know that we're going to go over to Celebration for their
Christmas tree
lighting ceremony, and it also is the first snow of the year.
Yeah.
Because it's Florida, it's the first snow of the year. We know that we go over there, and while it doesn't cost any money to go to the lighting ceremony, it does take gas, and also we almost always eat something there. So it's something that that you don't have to go to, but you could, and if you wanted to do it, you don't want to forget it. So we want you to tell us there in the chat, in the comments below, if you're watching later or the chat now, tell us some things that you think that people often forget when it comes to budgeting for Christmas holidays. Hey, Sam. Snow of the year in Florida. Yep. It's the only way that we can do it.
From the last weekend in Thanksgiving to a little after January the 1st, it snows every night in Celebration.
That's right.
At 6, 7, 8, and 9 o'clock.
On the
hour. That's right. We also get snow in Disney every night, I think, and some other places too. So.
Universal has snow in areas.
Yep.
Yeah. We've actually put up a couple of videos. I think we've done it every year since we started going to Celebration. We put up a video showing the first snow of the year in Florida. So be sure to look. You can find that in our list of videos.
Maybe we'll live stream it this year.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
It would be interesting.
Yeah. We probably get some copyright strikes, but or they'll just mute it. They'll mute the music if they have to. But anyway, let's see.
All right, let's see. Number 3 is consider making gifts. If you're crafty in that way, sometimes you can get by making less expensive gifts that mean just as much or even more because you made them personally than you did to go out and buy something. So,
or if you're not crafty, you can make edible gifts.
That's right. We've done that too.
We've done that. We call it the 12 Days of Christmas Treats. And we've had 2 years of sharing the 12 Days of Christmas Treats. And this year we'll be doing that again. So they can, some of them will be gift ideas. Well, all of them could be gifts. Other ones are just like you could use them for parties that you might need to take food to.
Yep.
So be watching for that. So and the next one is to watch for gift card deals. You can get gift cards from it's raise.com, I believe, or Gift Card Granny. Those are 2 places that sell gift cards at a discount, because it's like when somebody received a gift card that they don't want, they can put it on that website and sell it off. So you can do that, or you can go to stores like Kroger's. I know they generally have like a gift you can buy the gift card. It's always specific gift cards, so you have to make sure you're reading the fine print. But you'll get like 4 times the fuel points or something. So you wouldn't get it as a discount in the gift card, but you get gas cheaper, which is always a good thing right now, right?
Yep.
Or anytime really. But it could be anything like, restaurants or whatever types of gift cards. You just, like I said, you just have to read the fine print, but you'd get some gas points back, which would be good.
Yep.
Also watch for, again, we don't have Kroger in our area. I wish that we had an area that did that, but also restaurants, there'll be some restaurants that if you spend a certain amount in the restaurant, they'll give you a gift card for like $20 or $25 or something like that. And you could use that as a gift. So you'd be providing yourself a meal maybe while you're out doing something else, and then also taking care of one of the ones on your list in the form of a gift card. And then also bulk stores like Sam's Club and I assume Costco have like a section in their store where you can buy gift cards, and they're usually at a discount. Not a huge one, maybe $3 or $4 off of like $100 or whatever the denomination is. I think you can get smaller amounts of cards, or you can buy those cards like in bulk. Like you can get 4 Starbucks cards and you'd spend like $100, but you'd get it for like 95 or something. I don't know the numbers, but it's something like that. Like you can get it for a deal.
Yep.
So anyway, watching for gift card deals for people that would enjoy getting gift cards is a great way to save some money.
That's right. Number 5 is consider side hustles. No, that's not to save money. That's to make money.
Making money makes it easier to afford.
To add towards your budget. We do some side hustles from time to time. We do DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Spark delivery. We've signed up for Amazon Flex and a couple others that we haven't heard back from, but we do some of that. We use that for our fun, some of that for our fun money. We don't necessarily use it for Christmas gifts, but that is something you can try and hopefully make a little extra cash for the holidays to use on your whatever you like your Christmas gifts or your food for your holidays, things like that.
Yep. All right. Our next one is browser extensions or apps. That would be like Rakuten, Ibotta, Swagbucks, Honey. You can use the apps on your phone, or you can download them as a browser on your laptop. And if you have it as a browser extension on your laptop, anytime you're shopping for something, if you're shopping for something that they have a rebate for, it will drop down on the side and tell you how much of a percentage off that they can get you. Then if more than one opens up, you just click the one that has the best offer. And when you click on it, it will reroute you through their website and then back into exactly where you were. And so it's a good way to get rebates back. We tend to use the browser extensions instead of the apps on our phone. But you can do it either way. If you use it on your phone, then you have to go into that app and do your search from there to see if they actually have a rebate for that offer. They might not. So you won't know until you open it up. That's why we tend to do the browser extension, is because it tells us if they have a deal.
Yep.
But anyway, that's right. Rakuten, Ibotta, and Swagbucks and Honey will search for coupons. And what's the other thing? It'll search for coupons, and it'll also tell you
better price.
If there's a better price on a different website.
Yeah.
So those are all good to have on your laptop as a browser extension. So.
Number 7, next one is use what you have already.
You didn't know why I write that?
Nope. I do have a statistics book that I'm going to give to somebody this year. I don't know who yet, but I'm going to wrap it up and just give it to them as a gift.
You are.
Because it's already in the house. I'm kidding.
That's not. I don't think that's what I was talking
Oh,
about.
okay.
I think that when I was referring to that, I was referring to instead of feeling like you have to buy all new things every year for like Christmas decorations and stuff like that, use what you already have.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We do that.
Yeah, we haven't bought Christmas decorations in a really
Since we
long
left
time.
Houston. We bought a tree in Houston.
We bought a tree on sale at Walmart for
But
$19.99.
we're still using Christmas ornaments that Chrissy made 30 years ago.
I don't know if it was 30 years ago, but it
Close
was
enough.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we have like all of our sons' Christmas ornaments that they made in schools. We tried to get our younger one who lives in Tennessee to actually take his stuff, but he hadn't.
No.
They're here. And usually we put some of them on our tree. A lot of our ornaments are ones that we either got in swaps at Christmas parties or gifts that we were given over the years. A lot of our decorations, our candles, like for Christmas, they all go back to some Christmas party we were at or some gift that someone gave us. And I mean, other than I have a Christmas village, and that Christmas village was actually Christmas presents from Joel. Like every year, he would get me a new village house. So we haven't bought decorations in years. We actually have two that are really, really like are like 30 years old. One is a set of Christmas bells that we put on the tree every year, and we've had to replace like one or two light bulbs, but the actual and it used to have a little squeaker remote. It doesn't. We have to actually get down there and press the button ourselves by our hand because we don't know what happened to that squeaker remote.
Yeah.
But we still have the actual, like it's the original. And then the other thing is our nativity scene. We've had that for 30 years and it's doing well, other than we had a cat who tried to decapitate one of the wise men.
Yep.
But we glued his head back on.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. We have done a thing, and I guess I should say to correct myself. Every year we buy both of our sons, and now our son and then our son who's married and his wife. We buy them all a new ornament every year.
Yep.
And we've done that since they were babies. So we have a lot of like keepsake ones through that. So I guess I should correct. We do buy a new ornament every year for them.
Yeah.
And the assumption is that one year they'll take their ornaments to their own homes. But yeah, that's of course we had, like when we started out, a lot of those ornaments were stuff like maybe a Mickey Mouse or a little character kind, and they've graduated to adult kinds, but
Yep.
Sort of. Our son still likes Mickey Mouse ones. Thank you.
Yep. Go ahead with number 8.
Number 8, say no to unnecessary purchases. And that means stuff like, and we want to just say at the moment here, we're not saying that if you do any of these, you shouldn't. We're just saying these are ideas. So here's this one: say no to unnecessary purchases, like maybe matching PJs or brand new family photos with a professional photographer. Like, especially these days with smartphones, you could probably set up a camera and set it on a timer and get beautiful photos of your family without having to pay a professional photographer. If you can't afford it this year, you're not a bad parent if you do not go and get the professional photos every year. And you're not a bad parent if everybody's PJs aren't all the same color and matching.
Yep.
So Need to buy an extra room for baby. I've got an idea of what to do about that. Yeah, I'm actually waiting for they'll be getting another ultrasound in the beginning of November, and so I plan to do something with that ultrasound picture when I get it. So I've got a plan.
Yeah, look for cheap or free events in your area. The thing we do in Celebration is free to attend. They do have some things you can pay for, like ice skating. It's not really ice. It's kind of like a rubber mat kind of thing that you can pretend like you're ice skating on. It does feel like, I haven't done it, but it does look like you're ice skating.
And you can also pay for carriage
rides. There are some things you can pay for to do down there, but to attend the event is free. And so that's one of the reasons why we do it every year, because we don't have to pay for it.
Yeah. And a lot of people like that, town parades, things like that. There's things to do.
You can just Google cheap and free events to do in my area, and they'll show you a bunch of things. So, yep.
All right. 10, sinking fund for next year. So we're talking about next year again. We want to go ahead and set a budget in mind of how much you want to spend, and then set up a sinking fund and put a certain amount in it every month, so that when it comes November next year, you already have money set aside for Christmas.
That's right. And then the last one for Christmas is rebates and survey sites for the next year. Just go ahead and start working on those.
Yeah, which we talked about earlier with the Thanksgiving. Yeah.
That's right.
All right, we have a few that are kind of a both category, and that falls under travel, because you might be planning on traveling somewhere else during the holidays.
That's right. Number one is frequent flyer deals. If you fly a lot, consider having something similar to Sky Miles accounts. If you fly a lot, you probably already do. But I don't fly a lot. I fly some, but I do have, when I was flying more, I did get a American Express cards with a Sky Miles account attached to it. And so as we've gone on along, they continue to boost me up until I'm at the highest level now, as far as the card level that I can go to. And so with that, I get one companion flight certificate every year. I get 2 passes to the I get 2 guest passes to the Sky Club, the Delta Sky Club, every year. And I also get points towards miles.
Hello, Hope.
And so I get purchases. I use purchases at work on my Sky Miles card, and so I get miles for those. And so I bumped myself up to gold medallion without even flying a lot, just by the purchases that I get from using it at work. So that's something you can really do to help your budget.
Just a little background on Joel. Before we started working here in Orlando, when we lived in Houston and when we lived in Tennessee, he would go around and help open Chick-fil-A's all over the country. So that's why he used to fly a lot, and now he doesn't fly that much. Good to see you too. Okay, so we got check budget websites like Expedia. They are just going to have really good deals for you on flights. And I'm going to also put that one in there.
Go ahead.
Also with Expedia, consider bundling if you will need a flight, car, and hotel. Sometimes it's cheaper just to bundle everything together, but don't assume that. Because we have found sometimes where because we could get Sky Miles, and because we could, I should have added that in there, for rental cars, he has an Avis rewards account. So he gets deals with Avis that's also connected to his job. So sometimes keeping it separate is cheaper for us, but sometimes bundling it can be cheaper. So you just have to do the math.
That's right.
All right.
Use the Hopper app to watch for flight data trends. They'll send you alerts when when it's cheaper to reserve a flight. Think about that. For hotels, we start with Trivago when we're doing hotel deals. It's going to help you to find the best budget website with the best deal. We also do Expedia with that as well, and we try to find the best hotel room, the best quality hotel room at the best price.
Yes.
You can find a lot of cheap hotel rooms, but they may not be the best quality hotel room that you can get. So be thinking about that as you think about those hotel rooms that you might need during the holidays.
Another app to look at is Hotel Tonight.
Yep.
Those deals are often last minute deals, but they do carry ones that aren't. But their best deals are going to be ones that you make off the cuff at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have to watch them because they will do one that's called I don't know what the name of it is, but it'll be there for 1 hour or maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you don't grab it, it's gone. And so sometimes that'll give you that moment of, oh no, I got to do it now. And then you actually read what the hotel was and you're like, probably not the best decision. We did one when we came back on the Boston trip, because I don't know if y'all remember this, when he ran the Boston Marathon, we had no hotels booked for that whole road trip.
Yep.
We just went through and I was using things like Hotel Tonight and places like that to find the best deal. They gave us one when we were what town were we in? DC.
What day was it? Oh yeah. That little boutique hotel.
Yeah, it was a boutique hotel, and it was really small. But where with the location it was at, the fact that we got that deal was impressive.
Yeah.
It was just really small,
Yeah.
and you could hear a lot going on at night because it was like a boutique hotel instead of like a,
Right.
soundproof.
Yeah, we were probably about 300 yards from the Capitol building. I mean, it was really close.
Yeah, the location
really
was
close to everything DC. So,
but anyway, if we had not rushed it to grab it before it was gone, we might would have read a little bit and realized that it was going to be so small.
Yeah, it was really small.
It was so small. It told a lot when we walked in, and the sink was the first thing we saw.
Yeah.
That because they had to fit it right like inside the door.
Yeah.
So but it wasn't a bad one. It was just interesting.
That's right.
So anyway.
The next one is use state line coupons. If you don't know what those are, if you're driving along, each state, as you enter each state, has a rest area, welcome center at the very beginning of the state as you're going over the state line. And at those rest areas and welcome centers, they have these little coupon booklets you can get. The only thing you have to think about is they're not normally good on weekends or holidays or any days ending in Y. I'm kidding. It's a joke. But they do have a lot of restrictions on those. But you can get some pretty good deals from. We used to do this a lot back before the interwebs was the thing.
We've done it some since.
Yeah, we don't do it as much anymore. But you just stop at the welcome centers, get those little coupon booklets, and they'll tell you exactly what the deals are. And most times those are walk-up rates. So you can't call ahead and say, hey, I need room for tomorrow night or anything like that. You have to walk in. You have to drive up, walk in, and present the coupon, and they'll get you the deal, provided they're you're not doing it on one of the restricted days. So be thinking about that. Those are always ways to find good deals on hotel rooms.
Yeah, and like I said, there have been times, even after the interwebs was created, that we still use those coupon books. And the reason why was because we looked at the coupon book, and then we actually looked it up on the internet, and it was cheaper to use the book. So the question is, are you willing to risk getting to the hotel and then finding out they've already booked up for the night?
Yeah.
Because the book, the little coupon that you're holding in your hand, is a walk-up thing, like you said, and so you're not going to be able to go but I had this book. They're
Yeah.
going to say, sorry, we're already booked.
Yeah.
So that's the only risk you take with it. But sometimes the price is actually cheaper.
That's right.
So, all right. 8 with cars are more, more specifically gas. Where you have Gas Buddy, Checkout 51, and Upside. Gas Buddy is the one that tells you what the prices are in your area. They are user updated. So it could be that when you actually stop there at the gas pumps to use that gas, you might realize that their price was wrong. And the reason why is because nobody's updated it yet. That's the only downside to Gas Buddy. But overall, it's giving you a good indicator of where the best prices are going to be.
Yep.
Checkout 51 is one that will give you rebates on your gas. It seems to work just like any other kind of receipt app. You click that you're going to buy gas there, you fill up, and then you scan your receipt and they give you rebate back. There's also Upside. We don't use Upside, and the reason why is because you do have to attach a credit, a bank card, a credit card, your bank information or credit card, something like that to it. And we don't tend to do any of the apps that ask for that information. But if you're comfortable with that, that's another one that will give you rebates for purchasing gas.
That's right.
Right.
Number 9 is bring snacks and meals if you have room. Now we've done that on our last couple of trips. We bought snacks and bottles of water, things we would normally buy in a convenience store when we stopped to get gas. We didn't have to because we had those things. What we found out is we didn't buy stuff in the convenience store, and we ate very few of the things that we took. So when we got back home, we still had a lot of stuff left over that we could use towards our grocery budget. So that's it's always a good thing to take things, if you have room, that you can eat along the way, so you don't have to stop for those convenience items. It'll cost you a lot more when you're stopping to get gas.
And we did say if you have room, because for us, we have a compact car, so we have to think about fitting our luggage and anybody riding with us.
Yep.
And then, like, if it's Christmas and we're going to be traveling during Christmas, and we intend to actually take our Christmas presents that we're taking with us, then we have to fit that in there. So you have to think about how much room you have to actually fit in if you have a small car. But if you have a big car, yeah. All right. 10, share meals if you have to stop. Joel, we do that if we don't take meals with us. We often share meals.
Yep.
The only time that we don't is if he gets up in that morning and runs 16 miles, he's not sharing a meal with anybody anywhere.
I'm going to probably be eating everybody's meal around me.
Yeah. All right. On that same vein, use restaurant rewards apps if you do have to stop, or buy restaurant gift cards. For example, the Chick-fil-A app. Y'all know we would go there, right? The Chick-fil-A app has rewards, and the more that you use it, the more you can get free stuff.
That's
so obviously, he uses Chick-fil-A app a lot, so he usually is able to pull off a little bit. McDonald's app, you can usually get a lot of deals off of that.
We use Dunkin' a lot.
Dunkin' Donuts, we usually get something free just about every time, because they have rewards points, but they also have like deals that they'll put in their app, and all you got to do is click on it to activate it. So different apps, and also, like I said, restaurant gift cards, like we talked about earlier, as gifts for Christmas presents. You could also just buy those same kind of restaurant gift cards in stores where you get a discount, and that way you're paying a little bit less than you would have if you had just a little. You'd pay a little bit less than if you'd have just spent the full amount if you get the gift card. So
that's right.
Hey, Cecilia. All right. So do y'all have any tips that y'all want to share? anything from Thanksgiving, Christmas, or travel so that you can have a little more money for Christmas because you're
That's
not
right.
spending it all traveling. While I wait for comments, how are y'all doing today? Do you have big Halloween plans? Are y'all Halloween people? We just do a little handing out candy if we have trick-or-treaters, and we usually have about, I don't know, maybe 10 or so.
Mhm.
Other than that, we don't really do much.
No.
No.
I'm going to work, so
Yeah.
I got to go count inventory tonight because it's the end of the month. So
Yeah. Yeah. We had a weird situation yesterday in our area where the whole interstate was blocked off, and so it was a challenge just for him to get home yesterday.
yeah. Yeah. All the roads around us were blocked up because they were diverting everybody off the 417 onto our roads. So
Yeah, I hear you. And sometimes that's a way to get a deal, Rachel. Sometimes and sometimes you run the risk of not finding what you're looking for, but then also you might see more deals on things during the holiday season. So seasonal, that's weird. Yeah.
that's right.
That's a great point. Yeah, the baking stuff, that's very popular at during the holidays, so it is a good time to stock up on those. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So we want to thank everybody for joining us today. Thank you for your comments. We always enjoy hearing those. If you're watching on the replay, drop us some comments in the comments section. Let us know some of your frugal saving tips during the holidays. We'd love to hear those. I'm sure everybody else would as well. Again, thank you all for joining us today. We appreciate every one of you that's been here today. And I think that's going to do it today for the Long Run Joel and Christy live stream. Yep. I'm Joel.
I'm Christy.
And don't forget, it's a long run. Give yourself a little grace.
If you do Halloween, happy Halloween.
Bye.
Bye.